turned off the heat, turned no air needed, and then I wake up and it's like I look at the thermostat, it's like 66 degrees. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Well, I mean, it's usually cold when you wake up at 3 a.m. every day, so it's not really like that hot.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit different. But what's going on, B?
Nothing, man. I'm doing well, man. We got a lot of fun things to talk about, man. This today is going to be like the all-star edition of the podcast. And what I mean by all-star, we're going to be talking about a lot of prominent players, man, in this week's podcast. And it just seems like a lot of prominent players were in the news this week, man. I'm talking about like MVPs, future Hall of Famers. I mean, we got a lot to talk about this week, so I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, so we probably got from Alberts to Aaron's, right? I mean, we got a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
probably some Stephs and Bradleys.
Okay.
So I mean, it's a full circle edition.
Yes.
The smorgasbord of sports starts here on the NWNMD podcast.
Yeah, so, but first, before we really get into it, I have questions for you every week.
Of course.
So this is the first question that I have for you this week, and I honestly do not know the answer, and I'm hoping you do. Who won the Kentucky Derby, man?
Oh, dude. Well, first of all, that was like last week. Shouldn't we have covered that last Sunday show?
Exactly, dude. I had no idea.
Well, it was a Bob Baffert horse.
Okay, do you know the horse's name?
Yeah, Mr. Ed, I think.
What?
Mr. Ed? You know what's funny though, because I really don't pay. I watch the race. I do. I always watch the race. It's one of those events where people always have on their bucket list of things, like to sit down there and get a mint julep, just, hanging out with the elite. A-Raj was, speaking of A-Raj was there. Tom was there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, with their suits on and their hats. So there's something about just
interesting.
Hobsnobbing with people while you're down there and all dressed up and drinking a mint julep all day. So it seems like that's cool. That would be the only reason I ever go to the state of Kentucky.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I dislike the state of Kentucky, but I'm not saying I like it either. So Kentucky's in that same vein of like Texas for me, probably.
Okay.
Like I'm good not going.
Okay.
Yeah. So the only thing they have down there is a derby.
But that is an event you would attend if you had.
Yeah, it just seems like it's just I don't know why. Like out of the 3 races, even one that's in New York, this one is like the Wimbledon of the Grand Slam for horses. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been here for how long? And maybe working for a hospital, I look at the Preakness a little bit differently. But I like the Preakness. I like the Black Eyed Susan. I have no idea what they drink or dress like at the Belmont. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I just know it's way upstate New York, and that's the 3rd race. I don't even know what they do, but there's traditions because, again, I've been living here forever. For the Preakness, I know the traditions for the Kentucky Derby.
Right.
I have no idea. Yeah, but Medina Spirit.
Oh,
winner of the Kentucky Derby.
Medina Spirit. Okay. All right. Cool.
But that was Bob Baffert's 7th win, and he broke the record.
Wow.
He was tied with somebody at 6, so 7 all belongs to him now. So.
Okay, cool. Well, I just had to start off with that because I realized that when we did the podcast, I had no idea that the Kentucky Derby even.
Someone reminded me of that as well. I just did. I remember. I know Wayne D. Again, watching way too many sports. I know at least 2 not Kentucky Derby, but trainers of horses. Wayne D. Lucas and of course Bob Baffert.
Yeah.
And those are the two names that always seem to come up. I don't know what Wayne D's up to lately. He hasn't won recently. But
yeah, I haven't heard his name.
Yeah. All right. Well, what unsuspecting question you get next?
Well, now here comes the most significant news of the week, Hurt. I mean, we're starting off with baseball, son.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, one of the greatest things in the history of the Orioles ever happened this week. Was it? Oh yeah. And I actually witnessed the entire thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, it was great. Because I watch the Orioles every day.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I do watch them. And on Cinco de Mayo, John Means took the mound in Seattle and he had a performance of the ages. My man pitched a no-hitter, should have been a perfect game against the Mariners, man. And watching that game, let me tell you something. Brother. He was so good. He was so good, Hurt, that this man was getting squeezed the entire game, and he still pitched a no-hitter. That's how good he was. So let me give you a couple of stats. He faced the minimum amount of batters, 27 batters.
Nice.
26 first pitch strikes. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Okay.
26 first pitch strikes, 12 strikeouts. The only batter that reached, I think it was in the fourth or fifth inning, was on a strikeout. The catcher dropped the ball, and it got away from the catcher, and the runner went to first base. Now, the runner was thrown out on the very next at bat, but during the next at bat, getting caught stealing. So to me, it was a perfect game, but it wasn't because the batter reached base. The official score ruled it a wild pitch, which it wasn't a wild pitch. It was a pass ball, because believe me, John Means was not wild at all. But dude, I mean, he was so on point. I mean, he could throw it was one of those performances where he could throw the ball anywhere he wanted to. His control was impeccable. And because John Means' changeup was so good, the Mariners really had no idea what they could not distinguish between his fastball and his changeup. That's how good it was. And don't you know, when no hitters, there's normally like a lucky defensive play or some hard hit balls.
Yeah, somebody's saving something.
Yeah, it was none of that. I mean, the hardest hit ball was a line drive to third base that was caught, but even that wasn't that hard hit. I mean, it was a lot of weak contact, strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
It was a dominant performance, man.
So that wild pitch, did it go in the dirt?
It was a curveball that dropped. It had some mean break to it, but it was one of those things that it wasn't a wild pitch. The catcher just didn't hold on to it. But it wasn't
he caught
it. He got a glove on it.
Yeah.
It should have been caught, but he just didn't. It was pretty much like a drop, but because the ball had so much break on it, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was something that easily should have been caught, Hurt. So in my mind, it's a perfect game. In baseball's mind, it isn't. But 27 up, 27 down. He pitched the only no-hitter in which somebody reached base without due to a walk, hit by pitch, or error.
So the very next play, the batter at first was thrown out by
caught stealing, huh?
Oh, okay. So he didn't pitch to the other batter?
Yeah, the other batter was up.
Oh,
like on the first and second pitch, he tried to. You see what I'm saying? And he got caught out. I mean, he got out. Yeah. So he still faced the minimum.
Minimum, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it was just a great performance, man. At the seventh inning, I was calling the kids. I was like, John Means got a no-hitter, y'all. Y'all got to come down and watch this. Y'all got to come down. We might be seeing a no-hitter. And then I was like, I better see an ESPN, because this was in the afternoon. The game started at like 3:45. And I was like, I better see an ESPN breaking news cut into this game like they do for all the other no-hitters. And it was around sports. It was at 6 o'clock. Sports Center was coming in, and it was the lead in Sports Center. Sports Center come in.
Yeah, it's a no-hitter. Like, you have to do it.
Yeah. So it was just good. But it's funny because last week I posed a question to you. Does Madison Bumgarner's 7-inning no-hitter count? And we both were like, no.
It's 7 innings.
Yeah, and this is the reason why, because what this dude did was, you know what I'm saying? If you count that as no-hitter, it just takes away even more what John Means did. But it's funny, Herb, because even this week, I kept hearing the same thing. People saying that Madison Bumgarner's thing should have been a no-hitter. I heard some Orioles broadcasters even say that. Like, what? No, what are y'all talking about? If you don't go 9,
listen. If you want to call a no-hitter and have see, I hate asterisks and stuff. So
no,
I'm not saying that it's a 7-inning complete game. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's not a 9-inning no-hitter. They're not the same thing. It's not two different animals,
dude.
So there's no. It's like if I guess a game can go 6 2/3 or something, and it could be rained down if we call for an official game.
Exactly.
And you give up no hits. Is that a no hitter?
No.
I mean, exactly. And so it's not. And listen, I have much respect for Mad Bum, but no. No, and no. Sorry, because literally, then if he just went 7 innings, he would have had a perfect game. So because it wouldn't have been no wild pitch, everybody would have came up and went down. It would have been wouldn't even been a hit no hitter. It would have a perfect game. So you're gonna start calling perfect games in 7 innings?
See, exactly.
I don't think anyone was gonna do that.
See, right?
So there's no conversation for it. Again, it's still an accomplishment to give up 0 hits in 7 innings. I mean, that's a really great accomplishment, but it's not equal to a no hit.
Absolutely not. Now, real quick, getting back to John Means, here's my question to you.
How the hell am I supposed to know? I'm sorry, since it hailed this weekend, how the hell? I mean, you've had no hitters before, right?
Yeah, was John Means no-hitter the greatest pitching performance in Orioles history?
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say yes.
Oh, okay. I mean,
I'm gonna say yes. The last no-hitter that was done was
Moose
1991. I was watching this game. No, Moose never won. Never had a no-hitter.
He won for the Yankees, right?
No, stop. He had 2.
I thought he did. I'm sorry. That's what I was.
Maybe he did, but I don't think so.
I think, you know why? Because David Cohn did that. So I was thinking.
Oh, yeah. No, but Mike Mussina lost 2 no-hitters that I know of when he was with the Orioles in the 9th inning.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, I can't believe he doesn't have one. But anyway, no, the last no-hitter, and I watched this game too, was a 4-player no-hitter. In 91, where you had Bob Malacky, he went 6 innings of no-hit ball. Then we had Mark Williamson, Mike Flanagan, and Greg Olson finished the game. That was in Oakland, also West Coast. The Orioles won that game. I remember watching that. But that 4 people no-hitter.
4 people is not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. And the last individual no-hitter was Jim Palmer back in 1960 something. But he walked.
So it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
He walked 6 people in that no-hitter. So.
Oh. Well, I mean, this has to be the number 1.
I think so.
Non-postseason performance by a pitcher.
Yeah. This is the 6th no-hitter in Orioles history.
Oh, nice.
I do have to look up the other ones, quite honestly, but this one was just so.
Well, dude, if 91 was the last, and then the time before that was like the last single one was like 60 something, you need to look it up.
Yeah,
I mean, you're not gonna remember it off the top of your head.
Nah, not even me. I don't even have those stats.
No, not that far back. Now, again, if it was Cal Ripken's batting average in '87, that's a different story.
Now, I'm ready to go into a new topic, but the crazy thing is, my man couldn't even celebrate this for 2 days because Wade Miley goes on Friday and pitches a no-hitter. Former Oriole Wade Miley, of all people, pitched a no-hitter.
And it's the 4th of the season.
It's crazy. It's only May, the 1st of May. I mean, the 2nd week of May.
Yep, and we're 4-2-1 week. Yep. And I was going to say, is Means a lefty?
Yes.
So I think we had 3 lefty no-hitters and 1 righty no-hitters.
Okay. And speaking of means, by the way, I don't think people realize that he's the most dominant pitcher in baseball right now.
Now, what's the next topic?
No. I'm serious. This year, John Means is 4-0. He has a 1.37 ERA, and he's pitching in the American League East. Not only that, but let's go back to last year, Hurt. In his last 12 starts, John Means is 6-1, 1.42 ERA, 80 strikeouts, 13 walks in his last 12 starts. People don't know who John Means is, but they better start learning. And he's already been to one All-Star game. So,
oh, has he?
Yeah, he went to an All-Star 2 years ago. Yep.
Okay, so, right now he's fourth in ERA. He is not on the quality starts list. You know how we love quality starts.
All of his starts have been quality starts this year.
Yeah, but he's not on this top list yet. He's probably tied for second because the Beebs is tied for first. Has first with 7.
Okay.
1 second. Strikeouts. He's not on there for strikeouts on the top 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I gotta look him up. But
yeah, like I said,
1.37 isn't nothing to sneeze at. That's great.
No, like I said, his last 12 starts, 1.42.
Totally, yeah. I know. Yeah, he's tied for 11th in strikeouts.
Yeah,
with 50, which is good.
Yeah, he's not really a strikeout. He's not a power pitcher. I mean, he throws 93, 94. His thing is he has that Jamie Moyer changeup. Like he throws harder than Jamie.
Oh, God, of all the people.
But he has one of the best changeup in baseball. Because you literally
49-year-old changeup.
Yeah. But no, you can't, and I shouldn't even compare him to Jamie Moyer because he throws hard. Like he throws in the mid-90s. So
yeah, I hope he does.
Yeah, but his changeup is dude, you cannot tell. I mean, you really cannot tell. It's so good. He mixes it up and changes speeds. So but anyway, that's
we're good for him.
Yeah, I just want people to pay attention, man, because he's been one of the best pitchers in baseball this year. So but I want to stick in baseball, man, because you like blew my mind early this week with a text, yo. I had no idea. You sent me a text. You said, "Is Pujols done?"
I know you're like, "What are you talking about, Wes?"
And I looked at the text like, "Huh?" This is exactly how I look. And I think I even sent you, "Why do you say that?"
Yeah.
And then you said, "He's been designated for assignment." I was like, "What?" Like, huh? I knew he signed a 10-year contract,
and this is the last year of it.
And this is I was like, man, the 10 years. Does it seem like it's been 10 years?
Not at all.
Yeah. So here's my question for you, because I have a lot to say about this, but I'm gonna let you talk about this first. What is Albert Pujols' legacy?
He was one of the greatest Cardinals of all time. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer.
Dude, no, you can stop right there. Dude, that was perfect. That was perfect. That answer was perfect. Keep going. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Because he was invisible in LA to me. Yeah. I know they have another player on the team that's good. And they also have Mike Trout. So wow. But at least if Pujols was in a commercial, I know who he was. But now he didn't have, and I don't think any of us really thought he was going to have the type of seasons that he had in St. Louis that he was ever going to have in LA. I mean, I know he got hurt. He was always he wasn't the fastest dude ever. Anyway, he wasn't fast. He was a power hitter. He was a hitter. He's like I wouldn't compare to Manny Ramirez, but it's just he had power. He could hit for average and everything else, and he played a good first base. He was just, when he went to LA, he's not the same player.
No.
I mean, he's nowhere close to being the same player, but he's one of the greatest Cardinals of all time. And so, I'll let you talk about it. But the second part of that question I want to ask was, do you think he was treated fairly? Because there's been a lot of other Hall of Famers who have issues with how he was just released.
Oh, I have no problem with them releasing him like that. Okay. Hall of Fame or not. First of all, the reason why I don't have a problem with it is because they signed him to a 10-year, $300 million contract. You aren't fulfilling the end of your, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, first of all right, I'm going to take this a couple places. This is why you don't do this in baseball. These long-term contracts are stupid because you're never going to get the full value out of them. If you look at the history, right, of these long-term contracts, unless you win a World Series, which is hard to do, they're not worth it. They're really not. A-Rod, his contract, boy, did the Yankees hate paying the end of that contract. But at least they did get one World Series out of it. So they got one.
Yeah.
But think about all the money they paid that man, yo. Think about all the money they paid him. Dude, they were dying to get rid of that guy at the end of his contract. And typically the thinking is I'm going to pay for, I know I'm not going to get great value out of this on the back end, but I'm going to pay these years because I'm hoping to get good value on the front end. And those contracts just don't work, especially if you're a pitcher. You do not sign pitchers to long-term contracts. David Price, he's in a bullpen. Greinke, he's barely throwing 90 miles per hour right now.
I don't know where he is. Where is Greinke?
Exactly. He's still on Arizona, I thought.
I gotta Google him. I have no clue.
Yeah, but he's barely, he used to be a hard thrower. He's barely pushing 90 miles per hour right now. The best contract, honestly, free agent contract, was Max Scherzer, man, with the Nationals.
Yeah, because that dude's still pounding it.
Yeah, but other than that, you cannot tell me a good long-term contract.
He's with the Astros, by the way.
Oh, wow, okay. You went back to the Astros. Okay, all right. So but yeah, it's just those contracts don't work. Think about it. And this is why the Cardinals, as much as you probably don't want to hear this, they're a smart team because they didn't really try to, they made a little attempt to sign Pujols after his time, but they got 2 World Series out of him. He was 31. He was 31 at the time that he was a free agent, and they let him walk. And think about this. He signed 10-year, $30 million. The Angels absolutely got nothing in return. Nothing. Even in those first couple years, man, he had decent seasons, but they got nothing in return. They only went to the playoffs once, and they only had one win. You know what I mean? Like, it was such a waste. And not only that, remember, not only did they have Pujols, but they also signed Jeff Hamilton too. There was a Jeff Hamilton contract during that time, and remember, that was another long-term contract they had to buy out because he was so horrible. So it's those contracts, man, are just not worth it. By the way, Chris Davis, 7-year contract. What a dumb move by the Orioles.
Where is he?
He's on the DL.
Okay.
Back sprain. You know what I'm saying? They're paying this guy to be hurt. You know what I mean? It's just those long-term.
You're paying him to be me?
Huh?
You're paying him to be me?
What? That's funny. But yeah, that didn't sound right. But anyway, it's just, those contracts do not work. As far as his legacy, you're absolutely correct. He's one of the greatest Cardinals of all time. There was a point in time, he's one of the few baseball players that I've actually paid money to see. And not only did I pay money to see him, but I paid money to see him in his own stadium. This wasn't even Camden Yards. But I wanted to see him play so bad, I actually paid money to go to a game in Busch Stadium just to see him play.
Were they playing the Orioles?
No, they were playing Milwaukee.
Wow.
Yeah, what happened was me and Les went to St. Louis to go to the Rams game, but the day before, I was like, I gotta see Pujols, so I went to Busch Stadium and saw him play. The crazy thing is, those baseball tickets were more than daggone football tickets, which is crazy.
Why the team left?
That's crazy, yo.
That's just why they rolled out to Arizona.
Yeah, but so he's a great player. He's a great player, and but he was a great Cardinal player.
Yeah,
and
he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
He's definitely a Hall of Famer. Did he do this clean? I'm going to assume he did. I don't know if he did. I'm going to assume he did because he never got caught. So as far as I'm concerned, he's one of the best, like you said, Cardinals to ever do it. Because the Angels, man, I just see wasted money, man, wasted contract. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, but Pedro and Poppy were speaking out. They just didn't like how he was just unceremoniously just released about it. I just
yeah. What do you think about it? Because I had no problems with it at all.
What else? Here's the LA Times. LA Times article.
Okay.
Releasing Albert Pujols was Hall of Shame move by Angels.
Whatever.
I don't know if they spoke with him about it.
They did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they spoke to him and it was something that was mutually agreed upon, because what else you gonna have? What else you gonna do? It's way better than having him on the bench and just sitting there not playing the guy, for his last year. Unless you say, hey, do you want to have one of those tours? You're not going to play a lot. You'll come in and pinch hit maybe. But, we can't deal with your salary or which they pay. He's paid anyway. It's guaranteed. So what are you going to do? I mean, it's not like he's going to the minors.
Right.
There's no one who's going to trade for him.
Right.
So, what else is there?
Right. But see, the problem is, like you said, Hurt, when you think of this guy, you think of him as a Cardinal. Like, I don't think of him as like a Hall of Fame Angel. And if he was with the Cardinals and they did that to him, yeah, then it'd be one thing. You know what I mean? He wasn't a Hall of Famer with the Angels. He was a Hall of Famer with the Angels in name only. His Hall of Fame performance was with the Cardinals. And if they had done that to him, that would have been weak. That's like if the Orioles did that to Cal Ripken. You know what I'm saying? The Cal Ripken, they just designated him for no, you don't do that to Cal Ripken. He's a Baltimore great. He's not an LA great. He's just not. I'm sorry. So, and my thing is, it's like, oh, you're mad at how they treated him. They're still signing his paychecks. He still got his $300 million for not much production. You know what I mean? All those injuries. Look at his stats, yo. His stats are not good with the Angels, and they're paying him. They're honoring that contract. So as far as I'm concerned, they're cool. So, but anyway, I want to move on, man, because we still have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
And I want
Jeff Hamilton as Josh Hamilton.
Josh Hamilton. That's what I meant. Yeah. And you see that contract? They released him.
Well, there's a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he was nowhere near Albert Pujols level. It's not.
But my point is that's another bad contract that they signed. They
have a lot of them. You got to remember, this isn't like an organization that's been great.
Yeah.
So even though they supposedly have a great player, but go ahead.
All right, man. We're gonna move on to basketball right now.
All right.
We're gonna start off with your favorite player because come on, man.
Bradley Beal?
No, not Bradley Beal. We're gonna get to that team a little bit later though. But my question to you is this: will LeBron ever stop complaining? I mean, this is ridiculous, yo. He comes out this week and he complains about the playoff format and pretty much said whoever came up with that idea should be fired. Like, LeBron, stop it, yo. Come on, her. Even you got to admit, he's got to stop the crying and complaining with this.
This is, again, I'm going to always defend LeBron.
Oh, come on. Are you really going to defend him on this?
It's not even a story or a topic to me. The issue is, and the issue with him is that this is what happens when you're frustrated. Your team sucks without you, obviously, as we know. And he knows that they're going to be playing in the playoff game.
So how you gonna complain about it now?
Because the thing is, in his head, he's like, we shouldn't even be in this position, but we are because he's hurt, and AD's supposed to be, well, he's back, but he's supposed to be doing better, and we're gonna keep falling until we gotta play the 10th-seeded team or whatever. I don't even know how it works. 7, 8. 9, 10 or something like that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So there's going to be extra games for them if they can't get a 6th playoff spot. That's all it is. So to me, I could care less, but that's what happens. That's what happens when your team is not that good. You fall. You can't just stay 1 or 2 or 3. Your team's terrible.
But see, these are the things about LeBron that just just does not make him look good. And it just I don't like LeBron. You don't have to say stuff like that, man. Like, stop whining, dude. Like, he comes off as a whiner when he says stuff like this. Just stop it, dude. Just play. It is what it is.
He can't play. He's hurt. That's the whole thing. That's why he's complaining. Because he knows his team's gonna have to play it. It's like one of those things.
It makes it even worse. It was just like when Mark Cuban came out and was saying the same thing earlier this year. Like, y'all weren't saying this in the beginning of the season. Now,
because they didn't think their teams would be where they are.
Exactly. So that's now it's going to affect your team, and now you're going to complain about it and say somebody should be fired over it, which could be dangerous words because LeBron said it. So
nobody's going to fire anybody over what LeBron said unless they're a head coach.
Yeah,
that's it.
I just don't like this. I just don't like it, and it's stuff like this that just makes LeBron look so bad, man. He needs to stop this stuff.
I don't have a problem with it.
Of course you don't. All right, but you know what?
Years watching somebody complain to the refs every year.
All right, we're going to stay in basketball, man, because the Wiz, man. Let me tell you something.
Nobody, and I say nobody beats the Wiz, brother.
And I truly believe this to be the case. Like, the Wizards are the hottest team in basketball right now. They have a couple of losses over the past couple of weeks, but even those losses hurt. Were a 1-point loss to the Bucks. That they barely lost that game, and then they lost to the Spurs by like 3 points. Yeah. So like all their games have been close, man. I mean, they've been playing overtime. They took the Pacers to overtime yesterday. Russ hit a 2 clutch free throws at the end.
Lost to the Mavericks too by a point.
Okay, and the Mavericks. Okay, yeah, okay. But that's right.
They beat the Bucks twice in a span of like 5 games.
Yeah.
I mean, not the Bucks, the Pacers, sorry.
Oh, the Pacers, yeah. But yeah, last night Russie hits 2 clutch free throws with like a second left, and then he blocked I think LeVert.
On a 3-pointer.
To save the game. This was on a night where he tied Oscar Robertson for the most double-doubles in the history of the NBA.
Which is crazy.
So I have 2 questions for you. I have one question and I have one kind of statement and a question.
Cool.
All right, so my first question to you is, are the Wizards the most dangerous team in the East right now?
No. They can't play defense.
It doesn't matter right now, dude.
Well, also, is Bradley hurt? Remember, Bradley had to leave. He had 50 points last night.
Right.
But he didn't get to play overtime because he had some hamstring and ankle issues.
Yeah.
So if Bradley isn't healthy, they're not winning. But this team, this team is dangerous in a single game setting only.
Okay, but that's what this playoff thing is.
Well, to get like the AC, it's not like they're knocking off, the number 1s and 2s, because that's where they would be. It'd be a lower seeded team playing the number 1 or 2 seed, which is Brooklyn and like Philly. Neither one of which they could win in a 7-game series.
We don't know that.
I pretty much know that.
The Wizards are hitting their stride right now, man. They got their right.
They just can't play defense, though, man. Dude, have you seen these scores of these games?
Dude, okay, you're right. They can't.
Yeah,
I know.
The playoffs is about defense.
Yeah.
And you're playing. It's just a tad bit different. It's a different mentality. But can they go out there and take 3 games or something from somebody?
You know who else doesn't play defense?
But they're exciting. I'm just happy to watch.
Brooklyn doesn't play any defense either. So, I mean, those games, and this is what I want to see. I want to see Brooklyn versus the Wizards. Those are going to be some high-scoring, crazy games. And that's what I want to see.
And that'll be a 4-1 series. If that. Because, again, if Brooklyn's healthy, they're done. The Wizards will be done. I wouldn't even want to see that series. Like the Wizards, because the Wizards would get stomped.
Yo, it's gonna be like 150 to 150, the 140,
160 to 143. That's what like they have to me, if the Wizards were matched up against the Bucks, someone who's boring, got like one really good player, whatever, and Bradley isn't going to be guarded by somebody great or anything like that, I feel like they could upset a team like that. You know what I mean? Okay. They're not getting like the 5th seed. so they're not close to that. So they won't play a 4 seed. But if they can get to maybe play a Bucks or something, that would help them. But Philly or Brooklyn, nah. I mean, believe me, I would love for them to beat either Philly or Brooklyn. That's my dream there, but it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. I'm just talking.
Yeah, but I mean, they're fun to watch. I mean, I think there's just 3 or 4 games left or something in the season.
I think it's 5 games left.
Okay.
I think right now we have 3 games ahead of the next person, so they need to win 2 more games in order to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and the thing is, this whole winning streak, there's still 4 games under 500.
Yeah, but at one point they were like 16 games on. I mean, they were terrible. They've come a long way. I know they go under 500, but the thing is, they're playing well. They're playing well right now. Like, I feel like they have their lineups. They have mad big men on their team. They have a little bit of depth on their team. Like, they're fun to watch. Yeah, they're not going to do anything because they can't. At the end of the day, they still can't play defense, but they're fun to watch, man.
Yes, definitely.
So, sticking with the Wizards, I came to a realization. Russell Westbrook, man, he's doing amazing things. And my question to you is this: does Russell Westbrook equal Sammy Sosa? And here's why I say this, because I had this realization, like Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire, they had their home run chase in the early 2000s. They both hit over 60 home runs, right? Sammy Sosa hit like 70. What did he hit? 70? I forget. I think he hit. I mean, Mark McGwire hit 70. I think Sammy had like 65. And it was just like so amazing, man. We haven't seen this in 50 years or however many years it was. Guess what? Sammy Sosa hit 60 home runs 3 more times. 4 different times, Sammy Sosa hit 60 home runs for something that was so foreign, so impossible to do. Sammy Sosa did it 4 times. So here comes Westbrook. Averages a triple-double in the season, wins MVP. It's great. The first time he does it, oh man, this is great. They even made him MVP. But Russ has done it again. I think he's done it twice more. I think this year he's averaging a triple-double. And people just like, he's stat padding. Those stats don't mean anything. It's just not, it doesn't have the same meaning to it. But I think people are kind of dismissing Westbrook. And I think he even said it like when he was interviewed, like nobody else is really doing this. You know what I mean? Like, if it was that easy, like everybody, there'd be more that's being done. So it's weird. I just came to this realization, like Russell Westbrook it's kind of like Sammy Sosa. Like, he's doing amazing things. I think people isn't really appreciating it because the novelty of it is gone. But it's still amazing that this dude is averaging triple doubles, man. And he has more than one season where he's averaged triple-double.
Now, is this because – and correct me if I'm wrong because I could be wrong. Mm-hmm. Were you one of the ones when we discussed this before where you're just like, so what? He's got triple-doubles. What does that mean?
No, I've been one of those people. I've been one of these people, oh, wow, this is amazing. But then the more he does it, I'm like, well, is it really amazing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So have you come around and changed your mind on that?
No, so – here's the thing. I don't think the triple-double means as much, but the fact that but I don't want to take away from the fact that he's still doing it. Like,
yeah, but you don't think it contributes to the success of a team? I'm not saying it's everything because you need a whole team to win. I'm not saying.
I think it does, but the difference is in Russell Westbrook's case is his efficiency. Even though he does these triple-doubles, he's not really efficient. He's not an efficient shooter, and he takes a lot of shots. So
yeah, I feel like he takes less shots as a Wizard than he had in the past.
Yeah,
because he knows that now he can't shoot. That's it. But I feel like his assists have gotten better.
Yeah.
And his rebounds his rebounds are rebounds.
Yeah.
Whether they be defensive or offensive. Again, doing something that no one else in the league is doing on a consistent basis, is no matter what, is still tough. But I feel like I almost feel like there's got to be a team that has his energy level and like leadership style, and him and Bradley for some reason seem to be way better than him and John Wall when John Wall was here. And John Wall was like supposedly a typical point guard, but I felt like it was a competition between the two. There's no competition between Russ and Bradley. I just feel like you'll just go out there and like, hey, let's just go hoop today. And then go out and go hoop. You do your thing, you pass to me, I'll shoot, and I'll get to the basket. Now, lead the team in scoring. And, you go and you get your triple-double thing. And we'll make everybody else on the team better. And we'll try to win. And I think that's what they go do, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I think they struggled and for a long time during the season. And now they've gotten so much better together.
Yeah.
So, but I enjoy watching them. I still hate those gray jerseys, but I enjoy watching them.
Yeah. But do you understand the analogy I was making?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Because it's like, well, if you're going to hit 60 every year, what does 60 mean when you actually hit 60 the first time?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. I know it wasn't about, cheating or bleaching of skin. So, yeah, I knew I knew exactly what you meant. Like, what does it mean now because you keep doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're the only person doing it, it still says something about you being the only person doing it.
Exactly. And to this day, Sammy Sosa is the only person in the history of baseball to hit multiple.
And I don't think there's going to be other Westbrooks. I know no one said there was any big O's, but I mean, this isn't easy.
No, not at all.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, that was fun, man. Getting in a little bit of
the whiz, baby.
Yeah, some baseball and basketball, but now we're on to football. Hurt. More importantly, we go from your favorite player in basketball to your favorite player in football.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the quotes of the week, Hurt. I don't have any tweets of the week, but I got some. Not one, not two, but I have some quotes of the week.
Not one, not two, not three.
Oh, man. So let's just get right to it. Everybody's favorite quarterback, Terry Bradshaw, man, came out with some quotes this week talking about Aaron Rodgers. Here's some quotes. Who the cares who you draft? I mean, he's a 3-time MVP in the league, and he's worried about this guy they drafted last year, number one. And for him to be upset, my God, I don't understand that. Pittsburgh drafted Mike Malone, number one. Cliff Stout in the 3rd or 4th round. I had them coming at me from all angles. I embraced it because we went to practice. I wasn't worried about those guys, They didn't scare me a bit. So I don't understand why he's so upset at Green Bay. Okay? Then he goes on talking about if they fire, because apparently Aaron Rodgers made a demand for them to fire the GM. And then if they fire the general manager, he'll come back? Are you kidding me? Really, Aaron? That's where this is? So they asked Terry Bradshaw, so what should he do? Well, here's what I do, Bradshaw said. I wouldn't budge. Let him gripe. Let him cry. Retire. You're 38. Go ahead and retire. See you later. I mean, I'm really strong about stuff like that, and it makes him look weak. If in my way of looking at it, it makes him look weak. Hurt? Oh, and I didn't even get to the one where he said he called him dumber than a box of rocks. I didn't even have that quote. But when he started off on his rant against Aaron Rodgers,
he called who dumber than a box of rocks?
Yeah, that was Terry Bradshaw.
So someone who is a box of rocks was literally trying to test someone else's or even comment on anyone else's intelligence. This dim-witted fool, this nincompoop, this asinine anchor on the NFL Network, this 212 touchdown, 210 interception throwing idiot wants to come out here and talk about Aaron Rodgers. You wish you were Aaron Rodgers, you pompous fool. I don't care how many Super Bowls you got. How many of those did you earn? How many passes did John Stallworth and Lynn Swan save from his high throwing? Every time I see highlights, I swear do you not see Lynn Swan up in the middle of the air?
Hurt, I was with you until how many Super Bowls did you earn? Come on, man.
The team, I'm saying, they were a team. They literally have one of the best defenses of whole time on that team. He was, dude, his stats tell you 212 and 210. What is that? And you had 2 Hall of Fame wide receivers.
Okay, but he still earned those 4 Super Bowls.
He was there, yes.
Stop.
He was there for those teams.
Okay.
But he's an idiot. He's an average quarterback at best, period.
You've totally listened to totally. I did not see this coming, dude.
Period. Why are you commenting on? First of all, why are you I'm not saying people will ask you questions, but to call Aaron Rodgers weak? How is he weak? Mentally? Physically? Like, in what way is he weak? Just the language that he used, as if Aaron Rodgers was, I don't know, acting like he was Brett Favre or something. Another dimwit. I can't wait to talk about him too. Maybe this guy hit too hard in the head a couple of times. I don't know. But it's just, you're not even half the quarterback Aaron Rodgers is. But to call him weak and complain, maybe back, you know what, back in your day and in those days, they never complained. You were just happy to have a job. He had a Hall of Fame head coach. You had Franco Harris. You had Mean Joe Green. You had the defense. You had everybody. You had a whole town.
You had a whole curtain.
I mean, you everything, and you went and got your career off of that. Hell, I think they even tried to give you a sitcom with your dumb analysis and all this other stuff because everybody thought you were funny or something. That's fine. Just going after Aaron for literally no reason. Like this hasn't happened to anyone else. Like other quarterbacks didn't complain or didn't whatever. There's a reason Tom left Tampa because he felt left New England because he felt disrespected every year. He didn't say it all the time, but you know he's just like who they drafted out there. They keep drafting my replacements and going out there and not helping the team. And then at the end, I'm sure Tom could have wanted to stay. I mean, he's in New England. He's like, screw this, I'm out. And I know he probably feels much more appreciated now than he ever did. And they surrounded him with a whole bunch of people, and they called him and said, "Hey, Tom, we know you're, 95 years old. You probably have 2 more Super Bowls, so we're going to draft your heir apparent who's not even going to threaten you. Not in the first round, though, but we're going to draft somebody who we can probably, hopefully, groom to succeed you because you're 95." And they told him, they asked him, they talked to him about it. Not asked him, but they talked to him about it. I said, we're going to do it. Did they call Aaron just out of respect? Not saying that they need to ask his permission because he doesn't need to give them a permission for anything. The team can draft whoever they want to draft. But just to say, hey, we're moving up in the first round. We love this Jordan Love guy. Like, okay, well, all right, well, thanks for letting me know. It's just those little things that mean something to somebody. And back in the 1970s, they didn't care. You were meat to people. They didn't care if we're here or not. There's a whole different era. It's like putting Vince Lombardi, bringing him back and putting him in today's football. Dude would lose his mind. Like, we're not running the ball? What do you mean we don't hand off 48 times a day? A game. What do you mean running backs are indispensable? What do you mean? We got like 15 of them on the roster. Teams don't even draft running backs anymore. What would he do? Like forward pass all the time? He wouldn't know what to do. Run and gun. Look at Kansas City. He look at Andy Reid like he's crazy. I'm like, this is where football's gone to. That's not my football back in my day. That's exactly what he sounds like. I wasn't a big Terry Bradshaw person. Anyway.
Really? I didn't notice.
Yeah. So this just cements the fact that he's a dummy. But go ahead.
Is there any validity to what he's saying?
No. No.
I'm just
no. Yeah, no. It's just I'm just again, him and Brett from the same part of the world. So that just doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know why everybody wants to heap on. There's been quarterbacks have done this, other players. Running backs, wide receivers do this all the time. going after the guy who's led this team to 2 NFC Championship games, and the first one, and that defense just totally destroyed that team, and the running game, and which he had nothing to do with because he couldn't even get the ball. And in this one, you're facing a guy who left his team, and they just put weapons around him, just weapons. And you're like, well, I got Devontae, I got Aaron Jones. Okay, Devontae, second-round pick, by the way, who he helped make to get to this point. Aaron Jones. Who else do they got?
Lazard.
Yeah, Lazard, who's going to be great for agency. Well, this dude's throwing to probably future Hall of Famers. You got Devontae Adams. I mean, come on. And they got people off the scrap heap from Jacksonville they released that helped their running game. They had like 3 running, Michael Pittman and whoever. They got like 8 running backs on that team. I don't even know who they have after Aaron Jones. You know that team struggled with running. I don't even want to talk about the whole thing. The calling him weak was the thing that just blew my mind. Like he hasn't weak as if you demanded a trade while you're sitting behind Brett Favre. He sat there for 4 seasons, minding his damn business, learning to this jerk, and came out blazing, 3-time MVP of the league. Just stop it.
Speaking of Brett Favre, I find it funny.
Speaking of Brett Favre.
Speaking of him, I find it funny how he just continues to open his mouth, and he's of the opinion that, Aaron's going to dig in and he's not going to do anything and he's not going to play. But why isn't his opinion of Aaron Rodgers to shut up and play and honor his contract? I mean, isn't that what he told Deshaun Watson to do?
Well, he has a personal relationship with Aaron, and that was his way of backing Aaron because he know what Aaron went through.
Yeah.
So now again, Rick Crawford just shut the hell up too.
Yeah.
He has no. Well, again, where's he coming from? Is he the only former? Where's Joe Montana? Can somebody get someone with some kind of sense here? Where's the other former quarterbacks? Can somebody call someone with some sort of intelligence? What's Eli doing? Where's Peyton? Somebody. Somebody talk to these people. Peyton, how do you feel? Somebody. I mean, why are we asking? How are these? Again, I know Terry works for a TV show. I get it. Where's Brett Favre coming from?
I don't know.
How is he finding the microphone? How?
I don't know. All right, man. Staying on Aaron Rodgers. My next question to you. Where will Aaron Rodgers be at the start of the football season?
I mean, trading him is going to be tough. And there's only like a couple of shooters out there, like a Denver or something, that could probably take him on. I don't know where this is going. I just, for some reason in my gut feeling, I have a feeling he's going to end up back in Green Bay.
Ding, ding, ding. You are correct. He ain't going nowhere.
I think he's going to end up back in Green Bay.
I totally agree with you. He ain't going nowhere, man. He'll be back in Green Bay. So that brings me back to my next question. How do you fix this Rodgers-Packers relationship? Because I have a solution. I just want to hear what you think. How do you think, since we both agree that he's going to be back in Green Bay, how is this going to get fixed?
Well, I'm probably showing him that green because, money always talks for quarterbacks.
Yeah, what was that song you were singing before the podcast?
I know. You got the cash. I got a brain. Give Aaron lots of money.
I'm with you. I feel like he's going back to Green Bay. I think what needs to happen is, they need to show him the money, but also show him some respect. Just come out.
That's it.
Just say, look, all you got to do is go to him and say, look, man, Aaron, we messed up. We screwed up. Dude, honestly, I'm be honest with you, Aaron. We thought you didn't have much left in the tank. We panicked. Aaron, and we were scared to talk to you about it. We messed up, but you know what? I want to make it right. We're going to extend your contract, guaranteed, for 4 more years. That's how much we believe in you. We want you to be a Packer for life.
Packer for life.
You know what I'm saying? We want to give you some guaranteed cash to show you how much we believe in you. And look, man, we messed up. Can we? That's all you got to do. I mean, does that make sense to me? I mean, does that make sense to you? Just say, look, man, we messed up. We panicked. That's why we didn't call you. We admit that's why we drafted Jordan, but we want to make it right by you and show you the respect you deserve. Here's a brand new contract. There's no voidable years, all guaranteed, or mostly guaranteed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to show him, look, we believe. Look, you're MVP. You showed us. Hey, you were right. Here's guaranteed for the next 4 years. You can't tell me. You cannot. Oh, and by the way, Aaron, look. And by the way, here's the other thing I forgot to say. Look, man, we're going to make our picks, but we'll get your input if there's a receiver or if there's some receivers or running backs or tight ends or whatever that we're thinking about. We'll let you know. We'll give you a little
free agency. What's the last time they signed a free agent wide receiver? Everybody they drafted. Well, he made the Jordy Nelsons and the people. Like, when's the last time Green Bay has signed a quality or made a trade for a quality wide receiver? I know it's not in their team DNA, but I know Aaron's probably looking like, how come no one's going all in for me?
Yeah, and that's all they have to do. If all they have to do is say, hey, look, Aaron, we're thinking about signing this guy. What you think? You know what I'm saying? Or, what do you think about this guy? You think you work with? Yeah, just make him, not to say that he's making the decisions, but just let him know, hey, here's what we're thinking. What do you think? What do you think about this guy? You know what I mean?
So, and then this Mother's Day, and if my mom sees the show, I do want to apologize. One thing that I said earlier about Terry Bradshaw.
Okay.
So he did perform well in those Super Bowls. I do know that. So I do take that fact that it wasn't him winning those Super Bowls, because he was a contributing factor to winning those 4 Super Bowls. So I was just a little bit heated. That's my fault. So I'm saying it right here. I will admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong talking about that. He's still dumb though. So that's all I care about right there. And he shouldn't be talking about Aaron. Right. But he earned his Super Bowl ring. So
yeah, okay. Well, did you want to say anything else before we move on about this whole Aaron Rodgers stuff?
No, I just think he'll be in Green Bay, but he's just looking at what happens around him. He looks at what he's just looking at the time. Think about how he looks at the Tom Brady situation, or how he's even looking at Mahomes. Like, they try to just, even if it's a free agent, or they try to give them the more and more weapons every year, and his team's drafting quarterbacks in the first round. That's all. Just think about that. Like, look at Tom. Look what they tried. I mean, he came into a good situation. He had Goodwin. He had Evans. But they added a Brown. Gronk came out of retirement. O.J. Howard's still a good tight end. He's got 2 tight ends. They had a good running back. They added another running back. Hey, Tom, we're giving you – what do you need, Tom? What else you need? Oh, let me get Derek Jeter's house while we're down there. Okay, here's Derek Jeter's house while we're down there. Okay. Hey, Aaron, what do you need? Oh, here's a bike to practice. Because we ride the kids' bike to practice up there. I mean, come on. It's Aaron Rodgers. You're supposed to be title town. Go all in on Aaron. Seriously, stop.
Yeah.
All right, that's all.
All right, man. All right. Well, we're back to our movies, man. We got 4 more movies to talk about. We are down. Today we're going to be hitting 48 to 45, man. So we're almost halfway done. And number 48, Hurt. This is I hear you talk about this movie a lot. I know this is one of your favorite movies, obviously. But I hear this a lot. So we're going to talk about number 48 on the list. Mel Gibson.
Kurt Gibson. Was he flipping around Scotland after taking off somebody's head with a sword or something?
Braveheart.
I guess, you know what? Mel Gibson could be the Kurt Gibson in this movie. He did have a good walk-off.
Tell me about Braveheart, dude.
Yeah. Listen, every time again, Braveheart, which is a long movie, it's like 3 hours or something.
Oh wow.
That's yeah. Dude, I love this movie so much. Every time it comes on, just the fun of it, the tragedy of it.
Is it about Scotland's independence?
Yeah, it's about William Wallace.
Okay.
And just the kilts and the Scotsman, and it's just a good movie. And I love it. I love watching it. And it's like a somewhat good history lesson. But I enjoy it. It's a good movie. It's probably, to me, besides the Lethal Weapon series of movies, probably some of his best, and Mad Max, some of his best stuff.
Okay. Okay. All right, man. Well, number 47.
Freedom! All right, guys.
This is one of my movies, number 47. I love this movie. It's a comedy. Came out in 2004, I believe. Written by one of my favorite comedic actors, Tina Fey. Mean Girls, man. Love this movie, man. This is with it says Lindsay Lohan. This has Amanda Seyfried, Amy McAdams before they hit it big. But just a good comedy. Lindsay Lohan is like Lohan is a fish out of water as she enters her new high school and she's trying to fit in, and she gets involved with this kind of like stuck-up girl groups called the Plastics, and she tries to infiltrate them, but actually winds up becoming one of them. And it's just a really, really funny movie, man. It has a lot of SNL alum in it. Amy Poehler's in it. Who else is in it? Tim Meadows is in it. But it's just real funny. My girl Tina Fey's in it as well. So it's real funny. One of my favorite comedies of all time. Now,
and the funny part is, I love how our movies are so different.
I know, dude.
It's not even. I can't tell you a scene from this movie.
Yeah,
and you can't tell me a scene from Braveheart. So that's just.
Well, no, Braveheart didn't have that line. You can take away our souls, but you can't take away our freedom, or something like that.
Yeah, you know that. And for Mean Girls, I could quote nothing. So, but I love Tina Fey. She's funny. I do like
Tina Fey is the best, man. She is the absolute best. So from one early 90s comedy to another, Will Ferrell, SNL, another SNL alum. Will Ferrell is my guy, man. And
Ferrell.
Yeah, Will Ferrell. I don't know, but
like, did he make the song "Happy" or something? Like, it's not for real. Like, yeah, I'm happy. That's not him. But what you got? Which movie?
This movie came out, I think, in 2003, maybe even earlier than that. Old School, man. Oh man, I love this movie.
You know what?
Have you seen Old School?
I've seen it. Of course, it's Will Ferrell's in it.
All right, I was about to say. Yeah.
I mean, again, I've seen it, but it's not my movie for him. You know, I got like 95. The thing is, I think he may be, him and maybe Tom Hanks are on this list the most.
Okay, yeah,
I think that speaks a lot to his comedic talents, so to speak. Dude,
but this is.
I know this is your movie, but Will Ferrell is just phenomenally funny.
He's Frank the Tank, man. And basically, this movie is about a couple of older guys, friends, with families. Will Ferrell's a newlywed. Vince Vaughn is married. And you have Luke Wilson in this as well. And they form a fraternity. They form a fraternity, and this dude is just, the joint is freaking hilarious, yo. So many good one-liners in this movie. We have Will Ferrell wants to go streaking at the car.
Yes, running down the street in his underwear.
Yeah, we got Snoop Dogg making an appearance at a frat party. I mean, we got Frank the Tank. So yeah, man, this movie is just so funny. So many funny things in this movie. But I absolutely love it, man.
Yeah, don't forget Vince Vaughn as well.
Yeah, I said Vince Vaughn.
Oh, you said that? Okay.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn is absolutely hilarious in this movie. He is, man. That's another funny dude right there.
Dude, yeah, I didn't know Wedding Crashers.
Such a good movie. What?
Oh my god,
well, that is not on my top 100 movies list, and it needs to be because that is Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, but old school.
Yeah, old school is great. All right, man. This is on your list, but it could have been on mine, man. Love this movie as well. Kill Bill Volume 2.
Listen, I love Uma Thurman. I'm a Uma fan. This role fit her so well. Part 2, when she goes out to get her revenge, is just this is so over the top, but it's like over the top like the old karate movies that we used to grow up on. You know, it has all my favorite people in it. I mean, really, like, it literally has a bunch of people in here that are just, good to watch. It has all the same characters he has in mostly all his films. But the getting the Hanzo sword and just it's so good. I listen. I know we'll get to Kill Bill 1 later on. It's something about her in that Bruce Lee suit. Going out there, taking people apart, man. I love every part of it.
Now, how come you don't have this one over Kill Bill 1?
Well, it's not like The Godfather, I think I like the fight scenes in 1.
Yeah.
It has my girl Lucy Liu in that one.
Yeah.
So I had to get Lucy Liu because I love that whole scene.
Yes.
That little crazy assassin person. But we'll get to that one.
Yeah. The crazy.
This was just when, and David Carradine does a great job.
Yeah.
In his role in these movies as well. So, like I said, 2 wasn't to me as good as 1 was, but it's still, it's still a good movie. And when it's on again, I'm stopping. I'm like, what part are we on? She's sword fighting. What is she doing? So did she get hit with the tranquilizer dart? She finally meet her daughter. Like this whole, she's sitting there with a truth serum in her leg. Can't move. He's asking her questions. Like, what? Oh my God. What? I don't know. Yes. It's a big dart. Literally, things like this big sitting in her leg. Oh, truth serum that he made on his own, by the way.
So here's the thing, we talked about this. Your boy Quentin Tarantino, he's like, his movies are hit or miss for me.
Yep.
These movies were definitely a hit. I love both of them. Kill Bill 2 was a little bit slower than 1. I like 1 better than 2, but this one's still really, really good, man. Mm-hmm. I haven't watched them in a while, but these you know what? Now the
problem is, they're on TV.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get the same violence and gore as you normally would. But yeah, to me, he's like literally he has 3 movies I would watch all the time. And that's it. Just those 3. Everything else I could, again, there's parts of Reservoir Dogs which are funny. But there's parts of a lot of his movies that are funny. I still haven't seen Django. I'm not going to ever see
it. You have not seen that?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you saw it. I
was not interested in anything remotely close to that movie.
Yeah, that one, that's the movie that, that's
Not watching it. Not going to watch it. A bunch of those other movies I'm not going to watch it. Jackie Brown, I don't care about. But when Kill Bill comes on and Pulp Fiction, I'm good. Like that's where I'm at.
Yep.
That's the wheelhouse, brother.
Well, I do have these on DVDs. I might have to bust them out and watch them because I haven't seen them in a while. But yeah,
they're good. But yeah, that's all we got today, right?
Yeah. So a couple of
I didn't get to watch Mortal Kombat because I fell asleep, but so we didn't get that movie review.
All right. Well, look, man, time's running out. Remember, these things are only on release for like 30 days on HBO Max.
Yeah, I know. So I really got to get to it soon. Like I said, I started watching it, and then that was it. And I forgot what happened.
Yeah. But before we leave, just want to do a couple shout outs real quick. First of all, I just want to give a happy belated man to the Say Hey Kid, man.
Yeah, 90.
Turned 90. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know Willie Mays was still alive, man.
Wow. What?
Yeah, I didn't know. I had no idea.
Dude, if something happened with Willie Mays, that baseball would stop. because that dude is Willie Mays.
I know, but what? So I'm glad he's still with us. He's nice.
Yes.
He's so yeah, man. Just wanna, wow, man.
Remember that Willie Mays?
And then second, you already brought this up, man. But once again, man, we just want to wish everyone out there a happy Mother's Day, man.
Yep.
Special shout out goes out to my mom, man. Mom, I love you, and also
yeah, Mom, same here. From your adopted other kid.
And of course, man, the wives, man, who just continue to hold it down, man, and thankful for all that they do as well, man. So
yeah. Listen, shout out to El Boogie, shout out to Janae, shout out to your mom, our mom, I should say, because I always call her mom anyway. Shout out to my mom, shout out to my wife. So everybody, happy Mother's Day. We love you guys, and we couldn't be the people we are without you. So we definitely appreciate it. And I'm a mama's boy, so that's where I come from. I come from my mama.
Yeah.
And my sister and everybody else, happy Mother's Day. So, but thank you everybody for tuning in. NYMD Podcast. You were on YouTube. Of course, you subscribe and hit like. Leave your comments. We appreciate it. Also, you could find us on Facebook, IG, and the Twitter. I did have some tweets that went out this week. I had some good banter with some people, especially about Arsenal, because Arsenal was terrible this week. So I guess when I'm a little bit passionate, more people follow us. So maybe I need to get a little bit more passionate when Arsenal didn't qualify for any European tournaments. Actually.
By the way, congrats to Man City.
Stop. Just all right. So next week. So if you want to just follow us, and just get the audio version, more on Stitcher, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you find podcasts, you will find the NYMD podcast. And we're getting out of here, and we're getting out of here quick. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a happy Mother's Day.
Peace out, y'all.
I ain't even